Óðsmál, books and lectures are all about the profundity of heathenry. The key to understanding the abyss of meaning in our spiritual and cultural heritage, no one knows how old, orally conveyed, we think for ages, then written as manuscripts on hide. Of the 24 chapters, this is chapter 3, Vita hringur, svefn, Thorn, that is vicious cycle, and the thorn of sleep. Literacy and symbolic language of myths and kvæði, sacred poems, spot the allegory in God's spells. I am telling thee one thing. We are Ginnungagap, the great void, the womb of the universe, the fullness, truth, eternity, reality, divinity. Óðinn giving to Óðinn, myself given to myself. Hávamál, vísa 138 and on. Gnoth thee sig out and know thyself, the only true quest of life found out only by transcending. Look at this. Brynhildur Valkyrja has been stung by thorn of sleep by Óðinn consciousness as she acted against Dharma. We shall have to wake up by a kiss of love, being a prince. Compare the Sleeping Beauty story. Sin is sinewn refusal of ignorance. The ignorant man, living in the objects of the senses only, does not make any progress on his spiritual path to Valhöll. Engin jól, no wheels, no hjól, stagnation, like in the story for 100 years, but they might be some millions of lifetimes, if we do not realize what life is for. Some men have no time for divinity insight. Their eyes see matter, so they take that for real, not knowing where from it, the stuff, and the I, the real core and essence of man, comes. If we do not nourish ourselves by giving Óðinn to Óðinn, individual life into universal self, our whole body and whole life suffers. Our decisions become weak and not supported. Some might claim not to have time for this God rubbish, but actually it saves time. How does it save time and trouble to spend time on transcending? We gain the support of the laws of nature, the gods, live in tune with the great flow of the universe, and life becomes easy and supported, spontaneously right. If we do not nourish ourselves, we suffer deficiency of the great power that abides inside. And we live in this vicious cycle of þjóðvitnir, which he explains in skræða number 4 in Óðsmál for Burns, available on Amazon. Þjóðvitnir stands for, in Óðsmál, the lure of matter and the mistake of our intellect, and we are his fish during the Kali Yuga. Understand this vicious cycle. Action, impression, new ideas, desires, action, impression. We get an idea, but we do not know that it has correlation and support from old ideas that are rooted in our heart. What happens to us leaves impression. The impression shoots root as a seed of memory. It becomes the incentive of new ideas, giving the urge to perform. Longings keep life going, but some longings are base, we know. They should be pure and evolutionary, but are not always, because we are cut off from our very source. Some impressions are those of anger, and new ideas are fueled by them. We act, that leaves an impression, that, etc., etc. Bottom right, we see former lifespans, also those leave impressions as a seed of memory, to have us carry on in the vicious cycle. But there is a way out. Ullur is the fire of knowledge, by which we can roast the seeds. Then new ideas are no longer fueled by past impressions. Ullur is within us, and we can kindle the fire of knowledge by transcending the world of matter. Easiest is to use the TM technique because that is tailored for the man busy in the world. Some systems are too difficult, not suitable for families and workers, and should not even be tried by the busy man in the world. The ignorant man starts practicing transcendence, Óðinn given to Óðinn, and Ullur, the fire of knowledge, burns up Gemisgarðar, paradise, which we carry from the animal stages into human lives. Þjóðvitnir, in his vanity business in Óðsmál, has some beautiful bait for our senses, and we chase that. Our senses register the created world only, matter and energy, and thoughts and feelings are all worldly too. Note, thinking about gods and divinity is a worldly thought only. Be very clear on this point. It is not living divinity within. It is a thought only. Praying and hoping are all worldly thoughts and intense feelings and do not nourish us from within. Gunni, the red mad dog, is Rajoguna, out of bonds and out of equilibrium with Sattva and Tama. They are the three qualities of Mother Nature and they rule the whole world. The only way out of their domain is to be without the three guna for a while. Transcend. Hugur is mind. Tær hugsun is pure thought. In a self-referral state, thought experiences itself only. Gungnir is vibrations, the first spur of creation. The gap is Ginnunga gap, our source, origin and real essence. We are it. The state of transcending, the fourth, is not on the sphere of thoughts. While we are working, sleeping, thinking, we are not transcending, giving Odin to Odin. While we are transcending, we are not thinking at all, as all thoughts have been given over and completely dismissed. It is complete loss of even our dear thoughts. This is the daily routine. It is the evolutionary path to Valhall. In one of our lifespans, perhaps this one. The senses register the created world. Sometimes we need extensions for them, gear, device, which register the objects of the senses only. The senses do not register Ginnungagab. Our ignorance is not seeing that. Institutions might claim to take care of good, obedient sheep. Remember that shepherds, however good they are claimed to be, keep sheep to eat them, milk them, sell them, breed them for egoistic purposes, but not out of much advertised love. Do not become a sheep. Be responsible. Thou lead thyself. Never use an intermediary, a mediator, to divinity. It is a fake, a trap. The pathless path inwards is from me to me, as simple as that. If we have the easy technique, no obstacles, no effort needed. Loving the lambs is egoistic love. So do not be a lamb, loved by an intermediary to divinity. Then someone more clever than thou thyself is cheating on thee. Churchianity was threat imposed upon Icelanders in the year 999, Churchian era. We had the choice to convert or die. Quite a choice, It is wrong to say, as some do, that Icelanders saw the beauty of the advanced religion, Churchianity, and therefore let go of their primitive bad heathenry. This interpretation is falsified history, used as a sharp tool for the embellishment of violence, power greed, empirical ambitions, and threat of torture and death. Þorgeir Ljósvetningagoði was a wise man and saved the lives of thousands of Icelanders by giving in to conversion. Unwillingly though, confronted by threat of the armed men sent by the greedy king. For those men, murder was the path to heaven. For us, a matter of life or death to compromise. Undestrup, the famous, the yogi position, Padrasana, the blessed, has been much contemplated on. Man, as all kinds of animal, is called Cherunos. The horns are not horns, the animals are not animals. The snake is Karkotaka, says Devdut Patanaika. The deciphered in this script, mythology, readings, interpretations by Natvardiya and N.S. Rajanam. Great findings. Please read this book. It'll free thee from the wrong imprinting, the lies, the forgeries on which we have been fed and still are. The three yellow gods are Óður, Hænir, Lóður, who bring humans the attributes of humanity. Maður means that they are not all too sure if this man on animal states can bear the name man. Below the red line are animal lifespans. The blue is hel, the pause between lifespans. The pink, arrow on top. All the lives as humans that await us, óskopnir. Óskopnir, that which has not yet been created. Below the red line, lifespans as animals, breaks at Helia, our origin in the sea, our evolution for some millions of lifespans, perhaps. Other hænir lóður await us to bring our human attributes. The real responsibility begins when we are born as men. Then we have free will, a sophisticated human nervous system, sleipnir, and should know right and wrong, and should be men enough to perform right actions only.